In this video, I'm going to show you why you may or may not want the SPIGEN GlasTR Easy Fit Privacy Screen Protector or the clear tempered glass. I'm going to go through the full installation. We're going to see how they fit, how they feel, how well they work with the in-display fingerprint sensor as well as the S Pen. And at the end of the video, I'm going to test the durability with a drop and a scratch test. And by then, you'll know whether or not these screen protectors are right for you. And if you want to pick these up, I will be putting product links in the video description. So let's get started. So the first screen protector we're going to test is their privacy glass, and you get 2 tempered glass screen protectors with installation guides, an installation packet, and a squeegee. So the first thing we need to do is to clean off their screen with an alcohol wipe, then dry it off. Take your screen protector with the guide, making sure that the top signifier is going towards the camera on your phone. We're going to peel off the back sticker. Then take this whole thing and just press it over the top of your phone, just like that. Then slide your finger down the middle and wait 30 seconds. Then hold down on the guide and we're going to peel up the sticker on the top here. And then lift up on the guide and then remove the top plastic cover. Then we'll look at our screen here. Installation looks good. We do have a slight bubble right there, which you can see, and I'll use the squeegee to get that out. So I was able to very easily get that bubble out with the squeegee, and the installation looks perfect. No bubbles, no lifting. There is a slight gap all the way around the phone screen for case compatibility, which we will be testing out. The edges are also rounded off, and it also does cover your camera on the front. So we'll test out our selfie camera to see if it has any effect on that at all. The screen protector also does not have any anti-reflective coating on it, so you will lose the anti-reflective coating of the S25 Ultra itself. As far as the touch, super smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. Let's test out our fingerprints. And it does seem to pick up very slight fingerprints on the screen. Pretty good, and they very easily just wipe away. So now let's take a look at our screen, and you can see that the screen is somewhat dim, and that is the case with every privacy screen protector that I've ever tested. So all you need to do is go in, and you'll probably have to turn up your brightness maybe up all the way. But once you do that, you can see that the screen is crystal clear. No issues with touch. Working fine. And let's test out and see what the screen looks like as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And you can see that it looks crystal clear, looking dead on. If we turn it, that's when you start to see kind of a rainbow effect. But even the rainbow effect from the side is really not that bad. Maybe up and down a little bit worse. But if you're looking at the screen dead on, you shouldn't see any rainbow effect. So now let's look at our camera here. And the camera looks pretty clean, very clear. I don't see any issues using the privacy glass. Looks just as clear as it would as if I was just using the camera from the glass itself. It does say clean your lens for a clearer picture, but it's totally clear. So maybe it is having an issue. I just don't see it. Like, everything looks clear to me from the screen, and you can see that yourself here, but it does say clean your lens for a clearer picture. It's totally clean. There's absolutely nothing on the screen. So not sure really what that's about. But let's test out our fingerprint sensor now. So it seems like there's a big delay. Yeah, so if you're having problems with your fingerprints being registered, just re-register them and then maybe even turn up the sensitivity of the screen itself. So we're going to go in and re-register my fingerprints. So it says, make sure the fingerprint sensor is clean and dry, then try again. There's only a slight smudge on the screen, so there might be an issue with this. I just cleaned it off so it's nice and clean. And let's try to add our fingerprints again. Okay. All right, so fingerprints are registered, so let's try that out again. All right, so that worked. Works fine. All right, so fingerprints seem to be working now that I re-registered. Yeah, so fingerprints are working good. Not sure what the clean your screen information bubble was, but fingerprints seem to be working fine with the screen protector so far. Now, as far as the privacy screen portion, you can see that the screen kind of disappears when you turn the phone left and right. But if you were to look at your screen up and down, you can see that it doesn't have any effect. But it does work really well left and right. So now let's test out our S Pen here. First, I'm going to make a line on the screen to see how straight we can get that. That seems to be pretty straight. And there's only a slight resistance when drawing on the screen with the S Pen, so that's definitely a plus. And it seems to be working perfectly fine. No issues there. Now let's test out our facial recognition. Yeah, it seems to work well. Yeah, so no issues with facial recognition either. Yeah, that works perfectly fine too. Then we can also check the side of the screen for any screen bleed. You can see that there's just an ever so slight bit on the side there, not a lot. And on the other side, there seems to be just a little bit too. Not really a big deal because you're not going to be looking at the phone from the side of the screen anyway. And if you're using a case, you're really not going to see it. So let's put this in a case. And this is the SPIGEN Rugged Armor case, in case you're wondering. And it looks like there's a slight gap on the bottom and on the top, but on the sides, it almost comes right up to the edge of the case. There's no bubbles, no lifting. It seems to fit these cases perfectly, and that's what you want. The less of a gap, the better, but that also means that it's less case compatible, but this screen protector does seem to fit perfectly fine with these SPIGEN cases. So everything's looking pretty good so far. Now let's test out the durability with a scratch and a drop test. So for this test, we're going to be dropping a 2.4 ounce steel metal ball at a starting height of 2 feet. If the screen protector doesn't crack, we'll move it up foot by foot until it eventually does. So here we go, 2 feet. 2 feet. So this screen protector lasted up until a 2-foot drop, which is pretty typical, especially for privacy screens. I've only seen a couple that last much more than that. But now let's move on to the scratch test. So regular tempered glass starts to scratch around a Mohs hardness number 6. So we're going to start off our test with a number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6. And then finally, a number 7. So if we take a look at our screen, you can see that, you just wipe that. There's no scratches at the number 5 here. Oh, this is going to be tough because it's reflecting. There's no scratches. I'm going to wipe this off just so you guys can see. There's no scratches at the number 5. Oh gosh. Hold on, sorry. There's some slight scratches at the number 6. And a little deeper at the number 7 here. So scratch resistance is pretty standard for tempered glass. So installation for the screen protector was super easy. It also does seem to be case friendly. It lasted up until a 2-foot drop. Scratch resistance seems to be pretty standard for tempered glass. It also does seem to work well with the in-display fingerprint sensor. I'm not sure what the little information bubble we got about cleaning off our screen, but in the end, after I re-registered, it did seem to work fine, and the S Pen also works well too. And then here we have SPIGEN's GlasTR Easy Fit Clear Tempered Glass Screen Protector. So we get 2 tempered glass screen protectors with guides, an installation packet, and a squeegee. So again, the first thing we need to do is to clean off our screen with the alcohol wipe, then dry it off. Take your screen protector with the guide, making sure that the top signifier is going towards the camera on your phone. We're going to peel off the back protector. And then place this whole thing over the top of your phone. And then slide your finger down the middle. Wait 30 seconds. Then hold down on the guide, and we're going to peel up this sticker from the bottom here. Just pull that up. Then lift up on the guide and remove the top protector. We'll take a look at our screen. Installation looks pretty good. We do have a slight little bubble at the bottom here, so I'll push that out with our squeegee. Installation was really easy. Looks really good. I don't see any bubbles. I don't see any lifting. There is also a gap all the way around the screen for case compatibility. As far as the edges, they are rounded off. Touch, super smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. As far as fingerprints goes, it does seem to pick up very minor fingerprints. There is an oleophobic coating on the screen, which allows you to keep those fingerprints down as well as wipe them away very easily. Now, one thing to note about the screen protector is it does not have any anti-reflective properties, so you will lose the anti-reflectiveness of your S25 Ultra. Now, this is a full coverage screen protector, so it is going to cover your selfie camera, but let's test out our facial recognition. It seems to be working just fine. You can also see that it is crystal clear. Touch working without any issues. And working really good. Now let's take a look at the screen as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And you can see that there's no rainbow effect. If we turn it to the side, you can see that there is a slight rainbow. Not too bad. But if you're looking at the screen dead on, it's perfectly clear. So now let's test out our fingerprints. So there is a little bit of a delay. It should be pretty instantaneous. Let's re-register our fingerprints just to make sure that everything's working perfectly. All right, a little bit of an issue there. All right, so we are re-registered. Now let's test them out. Yeah, so now it's nice and fast. Yep. Yeah, so fingerprints are working well now. Again, if you're having issues with the fingerprints, just re-register them, and also I would turn up the screen sensitivity too. So that's working well. Now let's test out our S Pen. See if we can draw a straight line here. That's pretty straight to me. It might be a little off because this thing slides all around the screen. And as far as the feel, there's only a slight bit of resistance with the S Pen, which I like. I don't like a lot of resistance because that just wears out the nub a lot faster too. So S Pen seems to be working just fine, and again, only a slight resistance with the S Pen. So now let's take a look at the edges for some edge bleed. It looks like there might be a slight bit, just ever so slight here. Yeah, there's just a little bit of light bleed from the side, not a horrible amount. You can see kind of towards at the top there, it going from the black to the white. So a little bit on that side and a little bit on this side as well, just a little bit. It's not, again, it's not a big deal because when you're looking at your phone, you're not going to ever see that unless you kind of hold it, you know, looking from the side. Now let's put it in our case. Again, this is the SPIGEN Rugged Armor Case. Seems to fit perfectly. There's only a slight gap at the bottom and the top of the screen protector. On the sides, it pretty much comes right up to the edges of the case itself. No lifting, no bubbles. And it's good that there's only a slight gap because that's less of a place for dust and dirt to collect. So everything's looking really good for the screen protector so far. Now let's move on to the scratch and the drop test. So again, we're going to be dropping a 2.4 ounce steel metal ball at a starting height of 2 feet. If the screen protector doesn't crack, we'll move it up foot by foot until it eventually does. So here we go at 2 feet. Moving on to 3 feet. 4 feet. 4 feet. So this screen protector lasted up until a 4-foot drop. Now let's move on to the scratch test. So regular tempered glass starts to scratch around a Mohs hardness number 6. So we're going to start off our test with a number 5. Then we'll move on to a number 6. And then finally a number 7. So if we take a closer look, you can see there are no scratches at the number 5. There are slight at a number 6 and a little deeper at a number 7. So scratch resistance is standard for tempered glass. So installation for the screen protector was super easy. It also does seem to be case friendly. It lasted up until a 4-foot drop. Scratch resistance is standard for tempered glass. It also seems to work well with the in-display fingerprint sensor as well as the S Pen. So it seems like the clear tempered glass screen protector did a little better in the drop test versus the privacy screen, but both screen protectors seem to do pretty good except for the durability. And again, you are going to lose that anti-reflective coating that is on your S25 Ultra. But I'm really curious to know what you guys care about when you're looking for a tempered glass screen protector for your phone. Let me know in the comments below. And if you guys do want to pick these up, I will be putting product links in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, it would really help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.